And welcome in to the Thursday edition of the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, thanks for joining us. It is July the 8th. And if you are catching this early, you are catching it in a void of course moon in Gemini, as it is leaving Gemini this morning at 9:50 a.m. It will go into Cancer, but for right now, it's void of course. I say that right now being right now before 9:50 a.m. Eastern Time. But we will have a Cancer moon for most of today, which probably is a good thing because it's obvious from the news headlines that this Saturn opposite Mars squaring Uranus has not been feeling the love from Venus moving into the conjunction, but has indeed, almost intensified as the president of Haiti was assassinated, a big unexplained, at least at this time, explosion in Dubai, a Berkeley research report indicating that cell phone usage of over 17 minutes a day, especially holding it close to your head, increases the chance of cancer by 60%. That after being told for decades that they were basically safe. We could go on, but why? I mean, you get the idea. The other thing that's interesting is I'm looking at the fairly early morning chart this morning before the moon moves into Cancer, is it is in a quincunx with Pluto. I was on a conference call that Steve Forrest was leading yesterday, and he talked about the yod, and one of the things that he talked about was the tension that the quincunxes create in the yod formation. So here we have this Gemini moon getting ready to move into Cancer, which I would think would start to smooth some things out and maybe slow some of this energy down. But as it is trying to escape Gemini's lair, it has to step over a quincunx to get out. And actually, today's keywords are pretty much what yesterday's were: power, change, marriage, surprise, mourning, as in mourning, death, nervous disorders, etc. So they don't improve today. We do have the new moon in Cancer tomorrow. If you want to go ahead and get this on the calendar, it's at 9:17 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Now back to today's chart, there is one other element. We talked about this at length yesterday, but Venus makes the official square to Uranus today at 3:25 p.m. So this whole Saturn-Mars-Uranus thing is having a hard time letting go because it only has a couple of more days. It is feeling the pressure. But boy, is it letting go, is it ever dying slowly. You know, it's almost like this fiery Venus in Leo that is approaching Mars, which will be conjuncting it here in just a few days, is almost brought into the energy of this triangle between Uranus and Mars and Saturn. So definitely a bunch of unexpected, bizarre, strange things have happened. And hopefully this all taps down soon and we get things back to normal. So the big deal tomorrow is that new moon at 9:17 p.m. Eastern. Over the weekend, really just two things. One on Saturday, that is the moon moves into Leo at 8:20 p.m., and Mercury moves into Cancer on Sunday at 4:35 p.m. after stepping over that quincunx. Now, we've got a bunch of great questions queued up. Actually, I got about a dozen from from Kimberly in Ohio. Not a dozen, but maybe 4 or 5, that she just asked some great questions. So we'll be doing some of those next week. I am going to take the day off tomorrow. I'm working on the astrology course, so I want to focus on that. We'll take a long weekend because it is pretty quiet. We'll be back here on Monday, the last real effective day of this Saturn-Mars opposition square to Uranus will be Saturday moving into Sunday. So hopefully we're going to bring in a better weekend of energy. So, you know, it has been kind of a tough week. Astrologically, energetically. There are a lot of people in the wake of this week that are hurting. So let's do something positive to close this week out together. And let's just take a minute. And after the music stops playing, would you send love? Just take a silent moment and send love to the planet, to those who are hurting globally, to the families in Florida, to the family and the people of Haiti, to the folks in the Middle East who were rocked by an explosion, to all the others who have been in the wake of this energy this week. Let's just send them love. I'm going to fade this music down, and if you would just take a minute, let's close in love, because that's the highest thing that we can do. And I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend.